Hey everybody. So I noticed that there are a lot of people around this time of the year who either may be out of work or maybe just looking for something like a side hustle or something to supplement their income. And I wanted to tell you all about the website that I literally have been working 4 hours out of each day, Monday through Friday. Like Monday through Friday, 4 hours a day. This is the company that I have been working for. And basically, Sykes is a company that I look at them almost like a temp agency, but I don't think these positions they offer are all necessarily meant to be temporary. A lot of them are seasonal, and then some are actually they have potential to be full time. But I do think there's like a probationary period, which they explain all this in like their meetings that they have up until the point they actually hire you. So what happened was back in October, I was looking for a lot of work from home positions as I was waiting for more assignments, although that's probably not the best thing to do to wait for more notary signing agent assignments. The best thing to do is hit the ground running and be proactive. I know, but I was being very passive. I can't say I'm not necessarily still am, but anyway, as I figured my life out, I had decided back in October to apply for this company called Sykes. And what I liked about them is they was just offering this part-time position for the weekends, and I'm like, cool. Monday through Friday, I can do my notary work. I can also educate my children in the daytime, and then the weekends I can dedicate to staying home and answering these phone calls or whatever it was that the job was going to consist of. Well, come to find out, I guess they accidentally advertised wrong. It was actually a position for Monday through Friday. Some individuals could choose full-time, some individuals could choose part-time, some individuals could choose daytime, some individuals could choose the evening shift. So I wound up choosing part-time, which consisted of 4 hours a day, Monday through Friday, and then I also chose of course, the evening time, which my hours were 4:30 to 8:30 for the most part. There was a day where I did 2:30 to 8:30, 2:30 to 4:30. So anyway, the job started off during training, like literally $9 an hour. And for some of us who have been working like a lot, $9 an hour can hurt because I come from where I was working. I did a lot of stuff, y'all, but one of the things most recently I was doing was Amazon. And for those of you who do not know what Amazon paid, they started off at least at $15 an hour. That began to fluctuate as we entered the pandemic and it became more and more of a high amount. So obviously I was used to getting paid a lot more than working for $9 an hour. But one of the things that the management here likes to stress is that, we're saving money on commuting. So you can look at it like that. You don't really have to spend that extra money on gas or anything. So you're still making some sort of income or whatever the case may be. It's not a lot, at all, but at the same time, it's something. It's something to supplement income with. It's something to get started, or it's something just to bring in extra income, especially around the holiday season. So anyway, what I love about them is they have these options for work from home. Now, Sykes do have physical locations. Don't ask me where. I do not know because I never took the time to research because I knew I was going for remote work. But what I can tell you is I'm going to leave the link in the description box to this website so that if you are interested, you can go ahead and enter your location information right here, press search and see what comes up. Like, I'm gonna let you know now, when I enter my location far as work from home, there's like some healthcare customer service work. Um, there is some Intuit customer service work. Now, Intuit, if you all aren't familiar, is a tax company, the tax company Intuit, and they basically need individuals. From what I'm gathering, they more than likely need individuals for their customer service call line, and so because the tax season is we're approaching the tax season, they're going to be hiring quite a bit. And I used to work for another work from home company called Arise.com. They too will work with Intuit, and I believe they're still working with Intuit. So it looks like Intuit hires through quite a bit of people or quite a different bit of platforms to get individuals to work with them as far as on the customer service line. What I can tell you all is this, if you're not familiar with customer service, it can be draining. I would be sitting up here lying if I painted a picture as to, this is all gold, glitter and gold. anyone who works in customer service or has worked in customer service knows that it can be draining. You're dealing with technical issues, you're dealing with whatever type of issues, and sometimes you come across frustrated people, and you just have to kind of know how to deal with frustrated customers. And sometimes even when you give your all, there's still nothing more you can do. That customer can be set on being just being irate. So if you feel like you can handle that, if and I would say this too, they have a survey position or a search engine quality assurance position that doesn't require, I don't think it requires, you definitely want to read the description, but I don't think it requires customer service. I think it's something about searching online and seeing how well search engines work. You can always look into that as well, because they are hiring for part-time, and I believe they may be hiring for full-time, but I know part-time for certain for that position as well. And I don't think that involves answering the phone, so you don't have to deal with like the external customers. But I can tell you now, the position that I had, the training went on for about a month, going into 2 months, and then we began to work. And now we're talking to customers. And the only thing, again, that I can say I don't really care for is just the situations of running across irate customers, because I am someone who grew up, back when I was about 18 and entered the world of retail by working at grocery stores and things like that. I was always taught, the customer is always right. That used to be the motto. I noticed companies are doing away with that motto, but that used to be the motto. Customers are always right. And what I recognize is customer service back then, especially, literally taught us to tolerate toxic behavior, because that is literally what you had to do if you had to follow that model. You had to sit there and allow yourself to be berated. You had to sit there and allow yourself to be cursed out. And ultimately, you still had to please the customer. So I think nowadays, some people still carry that same mentality, especially a lot of older people and myself, like people in my generation maybe, who grew up with that understanding that, oh, these companies, they operate off of that model. Customers are always right. So folks carry that mentality, and when they call you and they get disrespectful, they can be very entitled and feel like, okay, well, you're working, you're nervous about losing your job, and if you want to keep your job, you're going to please me, regardless of whether or not you're letting them know, hey, this is our company's protocol. This is our company's regulations. I cannot go outside of these regulations for you. They don't care. They feel like you just want their business, and if that is the case, then you're going to do whatever they tell you to do, and you're going to tolerate anything that they throw your way. So that's the one thing I don't really care for customer service. And I would say this about Sykes: they do make it known when you start getting a customer that is becoming irate and they're cursing you out, give them 3 warnings. After that, disconnect the call. But they will let you all know all of this further in training. But that is something that we were told by our specific trainer. And so I really appreciated the fact that they told us, like, hey, you don't have to tolerate disrespect. So they do teach us to de-escalate, but at the same time, not to sit up there and allow yourself to get cussed out for a paycheck. So that is it. This is just a little something. And if going back to the pay, it was $9 for the training an hour. Now that was just with the specific assignment I had. Each assignment may not necessarily pay the same thing. Again, Sykes is like a company that is like the contractor for other companies. So they're literally hiring workers for other companies, many different companies. So with this specific company that I was with, and I don't think I'm allowed to give out the name, but they started with $9 an hour for the training, and then it became 11 an hour once we hit the phones. So again, I'm not exactly wealthy off of this, but it did bless me with additional income, where I was using that income to get my vehicle together slowly but surely. So that is it. And speaking of my vehicle, thank you all for the wonderful, wonderful feedback in my video about my vehicle battery dying. I appreciate the words of encouragement. I appreciate the advice. It has not fallen on deaf ears. I'm not giving up. I'm just moving at a pace where I know it's going to work for me and not leave me stranded. I did get my battery replaced, and I'm still trying to figure out what could have went wrong with the other battery, even though I was told by the shop that I got the battery from, or the store, that it was more than likely a faulty battery, yet I still got it replaced with the same brand. So I'm a little nervous about that, but I think it should buy me some time for right now until I can continue to pour more funds into this vehicle. So I'm gonna be fine, y'all. I'm gonna be just fine. I'm always on my grind. That is something about me that hasn't changed and has been consistent like since I was 18. Like this is who I am, and I love what I do, and I always find a silver lining in it all because there's always one, if not one, more than one, but I can at least find one, right? So I hope continue to be able to encourage you all on your path as well, and continue to stay transparent and show you all what I do. So again, if you're interested in trying out for Sykes, and again, we're coming up on the tax season, so they are offering this position with Intuit Tax Services. If you're interested, I'm going to leave the link in the description box, so definitely check it out. I'll talk to y'all soon. Peace.